The theme of the next couple of episodes is going to be gifts from the heart, meaning you make one or two little homemade things to go into your gift baskets to show your loved ones that little extra love. And this particular episode, I'm calling it Spicing Up the Holidays. And I'm not talking hot, I'm talking spices and herbs. So the first thing I'm going to do is make an Italian seasoning blend. I've got 1 tablespoon, of thyme, and I'm just giving it a little crush here. I've got 4 tablespoons of oregano. I'm going to do the same. The reason I'm crushing this up is it just gives it a start before I start getting at it with the mortar and pestle. I don't want this to be too rough of a blend. I want it to be ground down pretty fine. So good old-fashioned muscle with your mortar and pestle, or you can do this in a spice grinder. I've got 6 tablespoons of basil, 1 tablespoon of parsley. These are all dried, obviously. 1 tablespoon of ground fennel. Now this is a little harder to find, but you can find it at the store. And then just a half a tablespoon of ground rosemary. Ease up on the rosemary because it does get very strong and can overtake everything else in the dish. Then I'm just going to kind of grind this all together. Okay, so I've got it well ground. I'm going to give it a mix just to make sure it's all combined. And then I'm going to take a cute little jar and put some of this seasoning in there. You can find these at craft stores. You can sometimes find them in the discount section at your big box stores. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. This particular spice blend, herb blend, I make in big batches because I use a lot of this. You can use this to make a quick pasta sauce. All you need is some good Italian tomato puree. Not paste, not sauce, puree. It's got the freshest flavor for your tomatoes because it's not really cooked other than the bottling process. That's all you need to make a great Italian pasta sauce. Now you could take a pen and write on the bottom what it is. You could make your own little tags, which is what I did. And I'm just going to tie that around there. And that's going to go into my gift basket. So I said these are gifts from the heart. This particular gift is for my girlfriend. She's a beginning cook. And so I'm going to make her a little basket where she can make a delicious pasta dinner easily. And the first thing I'm going to do is a fun pasta, not just plain old spaghetti. I've got a bottle of Italian tomato puree. Tomato puree has the most tomato flavor because it's not really cooked other than the bottling process, so it's very fresh tasting. I've got a bottle of good olive oil, so maybe she can buy some bread and do some dipping, and so I also got her a bottle of vinegar, balsamic vinegar. I've got a nice jar of roasted red peppers, a jar of pesto, so she can have a second night. You can put the pesto directly onto the pasta or mix it in with a little cream for a pesto cream sauce. I got her a couple of beautiful olive wood utensils that I found at the market. And then, of course, our spice mix. So all she needs to do to make that delicious pasta dinner is take this tomato sauce, mix in some of this spice mix, and she's done with that. A couple other things you could do with this spice mix. I've got some crusty bread here. Now, don't buy that stuff at the store that they call French bread. I don't think any true Frenchman would recognize that if they saw it at the grocery store. So I got a ciabatta here, but get something that's crusty on the outside. I've got some soft butter spread on here. I'm giving it a little bit of our spice blend. And then I'm going to give it a little garlic. We all love our garlic bread, but this is a little kicked up. And then just a little drizzle of olive oil as well. I like the combination of olive oil and butter on the bread. And this is going to go under the broiler till the butter is melted and the edges are just starting to get a little golden and crispy. So there we have our garlic bread, buttery, Italian seasoned, crunchy, delicious. A couple other ideas of what you could do with our spice mix. It would make great meatballs. So take a favorite meatball recipe and use this as the seasoning. And so I decided I'm actually going to stick my recipe for meatballs into the gift basket. You could also use this if you want to make a quick bruschetta. Just chop up some tomatoes, pretty fine dice. Put this in. 2-to-1 ratio on your olive oil to balsamic vinegar, and you've got bruschetta. So there's a lot of uses you could use this for. You can make a wonderful vinaigrette with some vinegar. I use balsamic. Olive oil, a little bit of shallot, a little bit of Dijon mustard, and some salt and pepper. So there's many things you can do with this first of our spice blends. See you soon.